What's up guys, Nathan from the Fitting Bay, and this beast behind me, a 2017 200, hang on a minute, that's better. A 200 series Land Cruiser. This beast is about to cop one of our biggest upgrades yet, 17-inch upgraded head unit, 360 HD cameras, and a front and rear dash cam. We're gonna retain all the genuine features as well, and we're gonna go through the full install. So let's get right into it. So here we have the original head unit. What we need to do is remove it. Now we have done a video on this in the past, so I will make this nice and quick. Basically, on this side and this side of the dash, there are two cover panels that we need to pop off, which will allow us to remove these two panels, and then we can get the screen and the main CD changer out. And that's what we need to get to. Basically, when we're done, all of this is going to be completely removed so we can look at our wiring. And as for the cameras, this is a Sahara, so we need to remove the factory 360 cameras. We've got one at the front, one camera in each mirror, and one at the back. Now, a common misconception with the cameras is that you just have to take the cameras out that are there and put new ones in. It's not as simple as that, because you need to also run new wiring from every single camera. So imagine from the mirror, through the mirror, into the door, from the door into the car, from the car to the head unit, and so on and so forth for every single camera. That's why I don't sell them online, because it is a massive job. More to that, you actually have to calibrate them probably? You have to calibrate them properly as well, and a lot of people miss that step. So you can buy them online and put them in, and they're gonna look clear, but they're not gonna look good. The stitching is gonna be all off, so when you do your top-down view, it doesn't sit right, it doesn't look right. So if you've ever seen aftermarket 360 cameras not look correct, it's because they're not calibrated. So if you want 360 cameras done on a Patrol or a Land Cruiser or whatever it is, reach out to us. If you do want to buy the kit, we will sell it to you, but you should know if you don't have calibration mats, it's not going to come up the best, and it is a massive job. Keep that in mind. And with that rant over, Jaden's got the side panels off, which will allow us to get these vents out so we can get all of that out. I'll show you that when it's done. This car has rear seat entertainment because it's a Sahara, so we will also show you how to retain these. And when you have everything completely removed, this is what it will look like. We've also taken the A-pillar off because we're running the 4K front and rear dash camera. But right here, there are a few things I want to show you. Number one, for your 360 camera retention, you're not going to use the blue, you're going to use the black. I know it doesn't feel right because in the kit, the retention harness is blue, but your cameras won't work. You need to use this. Now, if you're doing a 360 upgrade like we are, just tape them up. You don't need them. But if you're going to keep the genuine cameras, that's the one you want. This is the original screen connector that we have to keep and use as well. This is for the amplifier. There is a part to retain the genuine amp. This is to retain the genuine USB port. This is the main power harness, and this is the AM/FM antenna. And we have retention harness bits for all of this, so it will make it plug and play. I just wanted to point those out before we jump into it. So with that out of the way, let's go look at the kit. Tell me that is not going to look insane in the 200 series. Brand new vents, brand new hazard button. I love that we have physical buttons for the climate control. A lot of the units now are just touchscreen for the climate control. Having physical buttons for the climate control, absolutely love. And physical buttons, volume up, power, map, menu, audio, home, setup, seek, track, love it. This is going to look insane in the car. As you can already tell, massive touchscreen display, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and of course the wiring. It is not a little bit of wiring, there is a lot that we need to do. This is the retention of the factory amplifier. Here is the power harness for it. Here is a little harness that goes from this module to the back of the head unit, and it is fiber optic, so light runs through this. Yes, the head unit has fiber optic out. It is amazing, and it works with aftermarket amplifiers as well, but we're just retaining the genuine amp. Here is the mic that comes in the kit. Here are our upgraded microphones. Here's a harness if you want to add a caravan camera or add a subwoofer, plug the mic into, add a SIM card. They come in all the kits. Two more USB ports. We're going to look at what we're doing with these. One is going to be retention, which will go into this, into the car, retaining the genuine USB. This one's going to be saved for rear seat entertainment. GPS and Wi-Fi antenna, very important. If you are retaining the genuine 360 camera, this is the harness that you need, and this has to get plugged in. I've seen a lot of you guys ask me why the cameras aren't working and this isn't plugged in. It goes into the next thing, which is our main harness. A lot of plugs here, a lot of stuff to plug in, tape up, make look neat, and all of that together will get our head unit in and working. So we've already got one of the door cards off, and as you can see, this is the original wiring running down. We need to run a new wire through here to there, and we also have to drill out the camera hole and make it a little bit bigger for our new camera to go in. So we have to do this on obviously the driver's door, passenger door, and then the front and back camera. So as you can already tell, it is a big job. Little side note, if you've ever seen any of our sound system installs, you'll know that we do a lot of sound deadening. These cars benefit from it a lot. Just sound deadening all 4 doors with some proper soundproofing material will make the world of difference. I know you can hear that, and have a listen to the door. Totally different car, same thing. Has junk sound deadening from factory, just like that 200 series, and you can hear the difference. Now that was our Patrol, and here's a customer's Patrol that does not have sound deadening. Let's compare again. You can definitely hear the difference. All right, enough chit chat. This is the fun part. We need to cut a little bit of this dash. A lot of people get worried about it, but just have a close look at what I'm doing here. There are a few brackets that need to come off. And my biggest question is, can I put the car back to factory? Yes, you can definitely put the car back to factory after removing this little bit of plastic. It's 2 main plastic pieces that come off, and a little bit at the bottom and a little bit in the corners, as you see me doing here. And what it does is makes the new unit fit inside the cavity. If you don't cut this part out, the head unit will not fit. So the short answer is you have to cut it. You can put it back to original, and that is it. It's not too hard to do. Do it with a Dremel like I am here, makes it much easier. And then we'll go ahead and get a filing tool, and we're gonna file all the edges down and make it look really neat. And that is all you have to do. Okay, we are well underway. All the cutting is completed now. I always like to get a wire brush out and just clean up all this area as much as I can. At the end of the day, we did cut it, so it's not gonna look as perfect as original. However, I like to get all the burrs out and fix up the sharp edges and, you know, just make it look as clean as we can. So if anyone ever pulls it out, it's obviously one of our jobs and not one of the sloppy jobs that we see. Anyway, moving on, all the wiring we're gonna get done. Jaden has done an impeccable job on the wiring. So shout out to whoever was on our TikTok last week and said, "Oh, I can't believe you're letting an apprentice work on a Land Cruiser." Well, that apprentice just did this wiring. Very nice. Anyway, moving on. This is the dash cam. It is a beautiful Thinkware 4K HD camera, which is gonna go up about there, out of the way of the driver. And yeah, that is it. We'll keep going and update you shortly. James is going hard on the second mirror here, so he's taken the back off to run new wiring through the mirror. Then he'll just need to remove this camera, make the hole a bit bigger. He's already done the other side, so let's have a look at that. And this is what a finished one looks like. Obviously we have the original mirror, and that is the brand new camera. Very, very nice. No obvious wiring. James has been able to run it through here as clean as possible with the factory wiring. For the module, I've got the amp module mounted right here with a little bracket into 2 original parts on the car, keeping it nice and solid. All of our other wiring has come up into this area because the new head unit basically gets all the power ins and outputs from the top. So that's all plugged in here. Coming down, we have our brand new wireless charger, volume control, and tune control so you can change tracks. And that is pretty much it. We're at the point now where we'll put the head unit in, test the sound, test the steering wheel controls, test the cameras, test the rear seat entertainment, and then we are good to put it back together. So we've had a few people met with the same problem with these factory rear screens, which basically means once you install the brand new head unit and all the original parts are out of the car, these stop working. Now you can see I've got my laptop hooked up to the original HDMI port, and if we press power on, nothing happens. So we spent a bit of time mucking around with this, going from original back to aftermarket and so on and so forth. And what we found is as long as the original amp is working, you've got sound coming through the car, you press the source button on the remote and boom. And then you use the remote to go over to HDMI. And from here, you will connect your HDMI source. I've just got the laptop hooked up for now, but what we're going to do is run that HDMI cable through the center console. So we'll run that cable over to the head unit where we'll have a USB to HDMI adapter. And then with that adapter, whatever you see on this screen, you will get on the back screens. So that is it in and working, and that's what we want. All right, we are pretty much ready to put this thing back together. Now, believe it or not, these are all brand new cameras. Look at how clean that is, and on the original mount. That is the reverse camera. Here is the driver's side mirror, front camera, again in the OEM position, and the passenger side mirror. Get a look at that. Now, if we jump into the car, have a look at how crazy this looks. Screen is in, dash cam is ready to get mounted. As you can see, minimal wiring there on the dash cam. I'll show you the rear one as well. A-pillar's back on, panels are going back in. We'll do some final tests on this thing. We've got to calibrate the cameras. Check this out. We press the camera button and it brings up the cameras. You can already see how they are 10 times clearer. We haven't even calibrated them yet. If we press the camera button, you can go through camera modes. So once you're finished with your camera modes, just leave it for a second and it will turn off as you just see there. Have a look at that. So here we have James's iPhone connected to the camera through a mobile app. So if we leave that there and I move the camera, you will see the footage move. So what we're doing here is basically lining the camera up so it's 100% dead straight and you get great view from the front windscreen. And we use the app to live view it to get it perfect. And then we stick the camera onto the glass. And this is what the front camera sees. 4K, full view, wide angle as well, so you can see the whole back side of the shop there. So that camera's picking up all of that. And that is it, guys. Everything is complete. We've just given this thing a wipe down. We still have the screen protector on the display. We always leave that on and let the customers take it off as they please, but there it is. Have a look at how crystal clear that is. Fitment, I know a lot of you guys always ask about the fitment. Look at that, perfect lines. Wireless charger down here, so we've replaced that center section as well. Volume control right here, track control, of course, steering wheel controls all working as they should. If you get a fault like this one here that we've got, the blind spot monitoring, just take the car for a drive around the block. It'll fix it all up. It's just part of it. Anyway, that is the screen. Here we have all the AC controls. So you've got passenger, fans, and driver's heated controls. Heated and cooled seats. So in this car, we've left the original buttons working. If you want to connect these, you can, and they will work. However, you'll have useless buttons here. So you can choose useless buttons there or useless buttons there. It doesn't matter, it's your choice. Moving on, this is the display. AM and FM radio right here, nice and easy. We've already tuned in some stations. If we go back, navigation. Now this, you can choose what it opens. So you can assign whatever app you want for that. Normally we do Google Maps. However, if you decide to go ahead and download HEMA Maps or something similar, you can have it open that. In this case, we have Google Maps, and for Google Maps to work independently without your phone connected, this unit needs internet. Music and video both run through USB, so we've got the original USB connected. If you plug something into the USB port, you can watch it straight from here, and you can stream that to the rear screens. In all apps, most of this stuff is going to be all internet-based. So once you've got a SIM card, you can go to Facebook, Google Chrome, Google Maps. Google Play Store is a really good one. You can go in here and download any app that you like, Netflix, Disney+, HEMA, you name it. But the thing that everyone uses the most is CarPlay, and I'll show you how quickly you can connect. So for CarPlay, you want to go straight to Bluetooth, and on your phone, you're going to open up the Bluetooth app as well and go to search. You will see the name of the device. In this case, it's going to be LC CarPlay. Where is it? Right there. So we tap on that, password is 0000, hit pair. Instantly you get pair success right there. Then you can go home. Then we can open CarPlay and keep that handy for a sec while that starts to connect your phone. Keep it with you. It may ask you, sometimes it doesn't, most of the time it will come up with a little notification. asking if you want to connect to CarPlay. See, mine didn't this time. That's fine. Do not remind me, okay. And get a look at that. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, wireless on the brand new head unit, guys. Get a look at that. Absolutely insane. Obviously it's gonna work with the sound system, but that is pretty much it. For people that ask about the buttons, it's not gonna come through on video, but they all feel amazing. They all obviously work nice. I love the quality feel to the buttons. It's very important to me. When we do head units, I don't like flimsy buttons. I hate that. So we always make sure the buttons are 100%. So these ones feel great. And obviously the touchscreen is nice and responsive, as you see here. Very quick. Go home again, go back to CarPlay, and you can see just how nice and clear that is. Now, when we go into reverse, it's gonna bring up the cameras. However, we have not calibrated them yet. So James is calibrating them right now, setting it up. And you can actually see him from the front camera here. Once they're calibrated, the cameras are going to look insane. I guess that's pretty much it, guys. That's the updated unit, and it looks crazy. It's not for everybody, but I think it's absolutely awesome. There you go, guys. Pretty big job, but the transformation is clear as day. We went from an original head unit to our head unit, which really transforms the car. That head unit supports so much, from Netflix and YouTube to caravan cameras and CarPlay. It is loaded with features, and if you want to grab one of those head units, first link in the description below. If you have any questions or want to reach out to the team, www.shoptfb.com. And that is pretty much it. Any other questions you have, drop them in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. We'll catch you in the next one.